just want to address the many people in martial arts, all martial arts, who are responding to my previous video about 10 things in martial arts that women learn the hard way. Many responses I'm getting are, I never experienced this can't be true, you should go and train somewhere else, etc. And I've said in a subsequent video that is the definition of privilege, denying other people's experiences because it never happened to you, claiming that people are just training in bad places and they should make better choices. Do you realise what that sounds like? Can you see the parallels here? For many years, women in abusive relationships have been blamed for being in those relationships. And it's only now we're starting to point out the fact that it is the abusers who are at fault, not the people being abused.
Great video. Really like it. Really liked her other content as well. So I have it linked in the description below for this video. Here I've overlaid her points that she made in the earlier video for easy reading while I continue talking. I'm covering this from the perspective of someone who is privileged, not someone who has suffered, well, at least not suffered abuse of the mentor-mentee relationship. I've joined many martial arts clubs, but there was one that I joined that I thought things were fine for the longest time. The leader of the club was very charming. Everybody else was very welcoming and kind, and there was a lot that I learned and took away from this club. And among the many friends that I still have from this club are many female friends, notably highly achieved female martial artists in this club. And this is relevant because I didn't know this until years later after they left. After having worked with them and admired them and done things outside of the club for so long, and suddenly they're no longer at the club. But I found out after they left and years after I joined that the one student that I knew my instructor was sleeping with, yeah, she wasn't the first one. And then someone who is closer to their level of expertise in this martial art, he confirmed that information for me. And I'm recording all of this to make it clear that I don't blame them, the female students that he slept with. I don't blame them. I blame him for not respecting the boundaries of a respectful mentor-mentoree relationship. And this is all crazy because this is only one aspect of privilege, right? 1 out of 10 things that she listed. But if I was granted privilege in this one area, this kind of privilege where it didn't impact my ability to stay in the martial art that I love, I can recognize that these things happen to other people. I can look at a list like this and say, sure, maybe not all 10 things apply to me, but that just means I have a responsibility to support my fellow female martial artists. Check in on them. Be willing to listen uncritically to them. Listen to their complaints. Listen to their concern. Because yeah, it didn't happen to me and I was privileged. But that doesn't mean that my experience automatically becomes everyone else's. My experience is not theirs, and their experience is not mine. And understanding that and having the humility and empathy to embrace that and embrace understanding perspectives that are not mine means that I can have deeper relationships with people. People complain about feeling alone, feeling ignored, feeling left out. Martial arts spaces are unique in their ability to bring people from different backgrounds together, to challenge each of us to see different perspectives, to understand different reasons, and ultimately to be better people. Yeah, we all joined because we wanted to get better at this particular martial art. And all means every single person. And that means people that have different perspectives than you do. In 2026, I really hope that when we see lists like these, we don't immediately cross-analysis them to our own personal experience. I hope that we take and look at them and think about our club members. Check ourselves, check how we're teaching, what we're teaching. Is there a way that we can better communicate to our students? Are we offering them enough ways to express themselves? Yes, when class time starts, we gotta get to the lesson plan, we gotta start teaching. But if there's an emergency that happens, or if someone suddenly expresses doubts, can you change? Can you listen? Can you pivot? Can you allow the student to express themselves, whether in front of people or in private? Have you thought about when you would have to potentially approach a student because they're hurting other people in their martial art? And if someone, say, leaves your martial art, do they know that regardless of the reason that they're leaving, they're still invited to your events? That regardless of the events that they show back up for, you'll be happy to see them? Do you encourage people to come to events that the club is hosting that aren't related to the martial art, that are more bonding opportunities outside of the martial art practices? And if, say, you hear some members of your club talking derogatorily about another member of the club, what will you do? Will you investigate? Will you shut it down immediately? If it sounds like they're planning to do damage to their possessions or to their body, will you let this person know? Can you scold your club members? Can you enact some kind of penalty system if they continue to engage in really bad behavior? If you're someone who's attending a club and you notice leadership isn't calling people out for their behavior, can you call these people out for their behavior? If worst comes to worst, and if something criminal happens, can you report a club member that you teach or a fellow club member to the police? A lot of these questions were brought to my mind by posts like this. And as we move forward into a new year, I want to encourage you, to encourage all of us who are martial artists, to seriously consider these questions. Whether it's these questions that this creator posted, whether it's the questions I asked, whether it's questions from a completely unrelated martial arts post that you find. Ultimately, I want the martial arts community to be better, and I believe it can be better. And I think more posts like these that encourage self-reflection are what we need to become better communities. Let's support each other, and let's encourage each other to support each other if we are unable to. Let's admit when we're wrong, apologize to people, acknowledge and admit our flaws to each other. Acknowledge people when they point out our flaws, and don't try to justify or deflect. Just acknowledge. Because when we do these things, we show other people that they can put their trust in us, that they can trust us, that they can be vulnerable with us, and that we can be safe places. Let's get past this privileged mentality of it didn't happen to me, or the victim blaming attitude of, well, she should have known better, or similar statements to those. And let's see other people and their perspectives.